Cafe Cultura, and we're doing a Founders Highlight with some very special ladies today. I would like to welcome them both in from Startup World Cup. Ladies, would you guys mind introducing yourselves?
Hi everyone, I'm Irina, mentor, marketer, and the Startup World Cup project coordinator. So nice to meet you all.
Hi everyone, my name is Anayansy. I am the founder of Yansy Media. I am also head of marketing at The Source, which is a company bringing Startup World Cup to Miami.
Woo! Miami! We're going big for Startup World Cup, huh?
We are.
We're gonna show out 305.
We have been showing out. We're going to show out even more. We have, right now we're at 2 events left. Big events.
2 big events. And what's the first one?
So the first one that's coming up is Demo Day, August 24th. It is happening, it's going to start at 3 p.m. and it is where the top 60 startups are showcased. Yeah.
By the way, take a chance to register, because even I received today a message from one of startups that they invited almost like 3,000 people, but the place is unlimited. And very important thing, so top 10 will be selected, 9 by selection committee and 1 by Miamians. And so we need your voice, so come to vote for your favorite startup.
Okay, so I'll drop the registration link for you guys. 3,000 people, 60 startups, top 10, and the top 10 are going to San Francisco, I heard.
So 1 regional champion is going to San Francisco. The top 10 get to pitch on stage at regionals, which is September 14th, and registration for that is already open as well.
Awesome. Okay, so I'm dropping 2 links.
Yeah.
2 links. Double linking, guys, bear with us with the double linking, so make sure you cross-reference and you register for South Florida's Demo Day with us and the San Francisco one, because we would like to see you at both. So can you ladies please tell me what is the Startup World Cup and its mission?
So this is much more bigger than just a competition. So our aim is to unite all industry leaders, technology player. We are supported by communities, Miami DDA, businesses, different kind of leaders who have investment background. And our aim is not only to choose the champion, but provide services and potential support for all startups, because all these top 10, top 50, top 60 startups, they live in Florida, and we would say that it will be one of the most strongest competition I ever saw before. Because just to say about statistics, for example, 17 industries are represented. 40% of startups already raised investment from $50K to $10 million. And 30% of them already have annual recurring revenue from $100,000 to $10 million. So it will be really hard, and they are really strong potential scale-ups. That's why our mission is to select, of course, one of them and to put Miami on the technological global map, to show that we have tech talents. You don't need to relocate. We already have a mature ecosystem and players here. This is our mission.
So we're gonna make a unicorn, is what you're saying? Or are we gonna have like a flag unicorn? Because there's a lot of flags in South Florida. So how are we gonna represent this if we're gonna be showcasing ourselves?
I think it's not a matter. I think there's definitely a couple of unicorns already happening in Miami, and I think because we are a growing tech ecosystem, and everyone's talking about what is Miami going to be? Are we going to be the next Silicon Valley? And reality is that we're going to be what Miami Tech is going to be. We don't know that yet because it's still being shaped. But I think this competition, to Irina's point, is to bring everyone together and really put us on that global stage, as she mentioned. This is the first time that one starter from Miami has this opportunity to go to San Francisco to be part of the Startup World Cup. We're the first ones ever to bring this competition into Miami. So with that being said, that is what we're getting so much traction, from Venture Miami, from Delta, Downtown Miami DDA, and other bunch of key players from it. But to answer your question as to what does this really mean, I think it's that. It's, a competition that is bringing the community together, because we've gone and collaborated even with Cafe Cultura, right? Smaller communities, and really coming together to put us on and say, hey, we do have Miami Tech, and this is just really like the tip of the iceberg for what's possible here.
So they are saying that the big people matter and the little people matter. So you're creating kind of a synergy between the community, and you're kind of rewriting the narrative of what South Florida tech ecosystem really looks like, what it feels like. So with this partnerships you mentioned, what is the source and what are some of the source's initiatives? Because I hear they're a key partner in this.
Yes, so the Source is the company that is bringing the Startup World Cup to Miami. And the Source, we like to say that we focus on three main pillars, one of them being entrepreneurship. So we help small businesses and entrepreneurs really propel their company forward. And that could be through mentorship, that could be through capital, and it could just be through like a helping hand, right? So if you are a company that you're at ideation stage, we can mentor you. We're not going to mentor you all the way for funding just yet because you might not be ready for that, but we might mentor you enough to get a prototype going, right? That's like the first milestone. And then we'll move a little bit further and say, okay, cool, now that you have a great MVP, a great prototype, let's get it out to market, or marketing strategies, go out to market strategies. And then after that, we'll say, cool, now you're ready for capital. So we really meet that entrepreneur, small business, exactly where they're at. And a big portion of that is that we also invest in companies. So we provide capital. And we are the big umbrella for all the other initiatives that we have. So we do Tech Tuesdays, which is our weekly community event held at Red Rooster. And Tech Tuesdays is really where people come to network, come to find career opportunities, and also come to learn. So we do our best at showcasing different tech ideas, concept, talents, and speakers. And that's really, it's kind of like a little drop of knowledge into the community. And our different angles that we're very focused on Miami locals, people that might not even be in tech and want to get into tech. And the last piece of the Source is our nonprofit called Tech Knowledge. And Tech Knowledge is really focused on helping those tech transitioners. The main way that we do that is by offering a free tech sales course. We just graduated our summer cohort and we're about to launch the next one in partnership with Florida Memorial University. And that's going to happen in September.
Wow, so you mentioned a lot of things there. First off, we're going to be at Tech Tuesday next week.
Yes.
And we're going to be doing the art of storytelling with the co-founder, Zach Johnson. And we're gonna put Tech Tuesday to a beta test and really do a social experiment. So it's going to be the first time Tech Tuesday actually gets to do this. Are you guys excited kind of a little bit about that?
So I'm definitely excited. We tend to always have amazing speakers with interactive presentations, but this is going to be the first time where we're going to see the group really work on hands-on. Instead of like being called out and kind of like answering the questions and stuff, like everyone's going to get a project to work on themselves. So I'm excited for that.
Applied knowledge, which brings me to kind of back to the stats arena. You mentioned some numbers earlier. So when I think of Startup World Cups, I think of a regional approach because South Florida is really regional. So we have Miami-Dade County, we have Broward, and then we have Palm Beach County, and we have Monroe. So it's a quad, essentially. How do you break down these 60 startups? Where are they geographically? What does it look like to create those synergies across these municipalities? How are people working together, and what is the greater all collective benefit of this?
So first of all, from day one, we were supported. We just thought, hey guys, we are bringing Startup World Cup here, and we would like to unite everyone. So, this is like a point to thank again many times all our supporters, communities, each startups, mentors, partners, everyone. Everyone just shared the information about the application, and we received more than 130 applications in just very short time of period. And we know from major organizers that even like several countries provided or had only 100 applications. So Miami really boosted, and all those startups are really strong. So because sometimes there are some beautiful pitch or beautiful founder or something, but here there are really serious business that could shape the future and shape the technology. And the major thing is like representing 17 industries. Miami could be boosted in any way because they are already working here, and they will know, thanks to all this synergy of all people who are involved in the project, that they could stay here, they could know each other, and also by this competition we are supporting local businesses. Every single venue that are working with us, they are new, and we show to Miamians what we have in inside. And as for locations, it was fully open to all Florida, different kind of, I would say, locations and types. And we are proud that we have, and we support the diversity. There are women founders, there are Latin American startups, there are a lot of different nationalities, languages inside the Startup World Cup, so really international competition here in Miami.
First off, I
And
love the
one more
diversity.
surprise. We would like also to bring classical business and to join them. And there will be some entertainment corner. So we bring fashion stylist. She's very professional. She's working with May Musk and famous models. And everyone who will come would have an opportunity to talk to the stylist and ask a question how to become an icon on the cover magazine. And for about our partners and the source, all our representatives will be on the Startup World Cup, and you could ask any question you need about your potential business or participation in the next Startup World Cup directly from our representatives.
Well, you have to, guys in the community, please hold Irina responsible because one, I want to meet this supermodel, and I love fashion innovation, especially in regards to sustainability and recycling. That is something really big in South Florida right now, working with climate readiness and how we're kind of focalizing that into the innovation realm. So you highlighted the diversity of application. I'm curious to know, what was that vetting process like? What was the team and the committee considering for this? Because oftentimes we have unrepresented groups, minorities, Black and brown founders, women founders. So this is a very vocal point of the cultural shift. So what did you guys do like during the vetting process? Can you give us any inside scoop?
Yes, so I would say that you could just take a look on pictures. We are all different. We consider, let's say, experience and the bright ideas, but I would say that all startups are selected top 60 and top 10 will be selected by selection committee. They have a huge background in investment, and we are responsible whom we are choosing to go to San Francisco to represent really Miamians on the best level ever. But I would say everyone you mentioned, everyone are there. Just come and see all our startups. And for the judging, there are criteria: innovation, impact, then how they will pitch and how they will answer their questions. And of course, they should represent the project, what is working, to show some demos, some pitch deck, and so on. It will be only professional side of the startup and of the idea.
So I want to go back to the community aspect in the partner. Maybe you could chime in a little bit on this. Is like, how is SWC South? Yeah. Startup World Cup.
Yeah.
I was gonna say South Region something, but how are you guys uniting different communities with all of these layers of partnerships? Because you want to make everything inclusive and welcoming, but at the end of the day, it's a competition. And South Florida, we're in San Francisco, we're coming for you, just FYI. But I want to know, how are you keeping the momentum here and uniting us? Because founder faith is something like that was kind of nudged in me yesterday during a meeting, and it's like founders have a very quick burnout. They put so much time into the ideation and the building of a product and the growth part of it and trying to sustain themselves and scale. When you go into a pitch competition, how are you guys preparing them to keep that confidence now and afterwards when they come back home to South Florida, just in case it's not a win? And how do we keep them going in our community? So what are our partners and all of us doing to do that?
So to touch a little bit on that, so there's a couple of different layers for that. Let's just focus on the partners, right? As partners and as a growing tech ecosystem, everyone is carrying a lot of weight and a lot of heavy lifting, right? So, and sometimes as founders and companies that we're all trying to go, we get so caught up in our own little bubble that we forget to look around and see who's doing something similar to me that I can help with. So with that being said, that was one of the main things that we thought as a team for Startup World Cup. We want to unite all the different communities, and at when it comes to our partners, Venture Miami was one of our first kind of like headstrong supporters from the start. And then we rallied up like the smaller community partners as well, just by highlighting them through different things. So for example, we partnered up with Manatide to host orientation there for the 60 startups that got chosen.
Yes.
And then now we're partnering up with Office Logic in order to do a top 50. So those startups that do not make it to the top 10, and this goes to your second question, they will get mentorship for us of how they can become a stronger candidate to apply again for next year.
And here I would like to add, we are too small. We are not competitors. We need to support each other, because now the major target is to represent Miami on the global stage and to bring here investors and resources from worldwide. And only uniting and only supporting each other, we could show that this is a really ecosystem. We have startups, we have different players on every stage. And Startup World Cup team is nearby, which with each startup on every step of the way. And how we talk to partner, we say, let's see what we could do. So, and for example, how we met with Hilma. He was a mentor in Venture Miami. Me too, I was mentored in Venture Miami. Then Venture Miami, his Caswell, DDA, and so on. We are all supporting and boosting this ecosystem to move and to build the tech future of Miami. So the target is much bigger. And of course, everybody is understanding that pitching is a competition. But it's not only one champion will fly, but the rest will stay. That's why we are already prepared several programs, several master classes. Our partners are sharing their resources, programs, coaching sessions, or incubation programs to let them know what they could do inside Miami. Because even we met several people who are working across the street and they didn't know about them. So everyone who can bring anything valuable to startups, welcome to share. We will distribute it across the community.
Right. So I don't know if you guys are hearing the same thing I'm hearing. I'm hearing a human-centric design ecosystem where we have our different layers and we understand what our culture is here. We understand the kind of gray areas of the gaps of our needs and wants, and we're taking all of our extended resources, and now we're at the dinner table. The table is set, and we're going to be turning tables for the next, I believe it's going to be 3 months together. It's a little quick of a turnover, so we're going to have a huge impact, innovation. Obviously, we're going to have media around, but I think overall what the commonality here is that we have the momentum, we have the movement, let's make the cultural shift. That's what I'm hearing from you guys.
And I don't want to say so much let's make it, because it's been happening, it's been proven with all these partnerships, like as Irina mentioned earlier, everyone's going to be at our demo day, everyone that's partnering with us. We're talking about AI salon, we're talking about even Miami Park, like city parking has offered to give $5 parking for this event. So, we have to take, downtown Miami with their resources, offering the freebies. So it's not, I want to stay away from like, let's make the shift. The shift is happening and we are proving it, and I think it really is that once you look around and you say, hey, you have this that we could use or help us out, and we have this, and we set the stage, you have those conversations, and everyone really comes together for the same belief that we are all here for, which is to put Miami Tech on the global map. We're all here on that same mission to grow Miami Tech. And and I love it so much because it's this one great opportunity where we're really all coming together to show, yes, we're supporting the startups. And to answer your question as far as like, how did the startups not make it so competitive? Or we haven't even gotten that sense. Like every startup is so eager to share themselves and what they do, and they have even started making their own videos, talking about the Startup World Cup, talking about themselves. You see them one supporting each other. So we haven't seen that, and I think it's because from the beginning it was meant to be, we're bringing the community together for this one amazing opportunity that's going to put us on the map, that's going to take us all the way to San Francisco.
So everybody's going to be jumping on the Metro Movers, Bright Line, Ubers, Lyfts. Uber Lyft, if you want to throw us some discounts during that week, we're happy to have you. Thank you to the city for the $5 parking, because parking is very expensive. So we appreciate them on that. I want to wrap this up with kind of just like one word takeaway for what, first off, this is my first podcast, and I'm honored that I'm doing it with both of you incredible women. And as we started this podcast, I asked you about your internet interaction, the earliest you can remember it. Irina, you mentioned hardware. I was like, build a computer. I was there with you. And then you just mentioned, I was like, I'm on the internet. I'm lost. I was looking up Barbies. But then I was like, I have to do a research project. Like, this is really real.
Yeah.
So those pathways are so critical. That's what our organization's about. We're not a traditional startup, we're startup adjacent, and we're in this digital frontier. So what is one thing about the internet that makes you feel most empowered?
I would say like I'm a digital marketing for more than 20 years, and I want my father to be proud of me because he was one of the first guy who built the first computer. And now we are living in several worlds. And now, first time ever, we are organizing Startup World Cup. We are first time ever with your podcast. And the internet is another world, but it's integrated. So the most powerful thing is like you can live at the same time in several worlds. So this is the most important thing.
Tethering together. How about you?
For me, it's access. The internet, especially for me, changed. You know, I came from Cuba. When I was in Cuba, there was no internet in Cuba. Cuba did not get internet till a couple of years ago. And after having access to internet, that is when the revolution started happening because people started realizing that the rest of the world does not live exactly like them. And that and that's just one example that obviously is personal to me because it's a country I grew in. But just seeing that, how just access to more information, access to a different view of something can create all these ripple of effects and all these different movements. And coming to my personal point, you know, for me, the internet really gave me access and gave me a way to teach myself when I didn't have that support from either the schools at that point or my parents because they were busy working. So it's really been access, and nowadays you can honestly learn anything on the internet. You can learn to be a digital marketer on the internet. You can learn to be, you know, unless you have to go to law school or something like that. Like you really, like people are making businesses in different countries just based on information that they learn on the internet. And I think that is monumental that so much access, and it's just that, it's giving you access to information that you might not have had before can truly just change the world.
Yeah, thank you, Lee. So as someone who really champions digital equity and how I've watched Tech Tuesdays grown, I've watched pitch competitions grown in the last 2.5 years. I would say the internet for me, my one word is resourceful. It's our way to engage ourselves to what social and economic and generational wealth looks like for us and build the communities that we want. And everybody's tapping into each community. Thank you, ladies, for making my first podcast so special. Thank you guys for tuning in. You'll see from us too. Remind us of the date for the demo day.
Yes, so it's August 24th. You can find all information at www.startupworldcupmiami.com. All of our social channels are the source groups, so you can find all information.
And regional final also already open, so take your chance because we already almost have closed. For the demo day, it's about 200 people already registered, and we are expecting about 300 people.
Yeah.
So, and the regional final will be bigger, but it's time to register now.
Yes, and that one's September 14th.
Well, we hope to see you guys there. Thanks.
Thank you.